Hey there. So I wanted to make a video kind of talking about the theory about life just being about experience, and we're just here to do stuff and experience life and then evolve and grow from the experiences and what have you. And I totally and wholeheartedly believe that's definitely an aspect of what's going on here. We're definitely, it's not about right or wrong. We're not going to be punished. We're all one. We're all connected. The only eternal damnation is one created by the thoughts that we carry and choose to pick up from lifetime to lifetime. It is truly about experience to a certain degree, but there's, that's just an aspect of what's going on here, because the experiences have purpose. Like if we actually pay attention and we, like in my lifetime, I've been blessed with, and of course I thought it was not a blessing for a lot of times, and sometimes I still battle with that, being made to sit still, quite literally, and not keep myself busy with distractions so that I can get to the depths of knowing myself. But yeah, all these experiences, when you sit still enough and you open your ears and you hear enough of what's going on, and you see that stories, like if it was just experiences, then why are they repeating? Why does one lifetime and another lifetime have the same exact experience, and unless, if the same choices are made, for instance, I know and I can see my mother and my grandmother and my great grandmother, they had made the same repeat choices, in their lifetimes, that and they kept making the same decisions when they had these experiences that would come into play, and the outcomes weren't super. But we're at this point now where we're becoming an awakened being and realizing that these experiences had a purpose, and there's certain distortions and thought patterns and beliefs of fears and lack, and whatever negative thought you might even come up with. It doesn't even matter. There's all sorts of these negative thought beliefs that are stuck in our programming since the very first separating thought of, or first thought that wasn't necessary, I should say, not necessarily separating thought. There was no need to start overthinking and not just being. And from that point on, we've created such a chaos and a web of a veil, if you will, that's not allowing us to see the reality of what's truly going on. And until we're able to see it, the scenarios have to keep repeating. And yeah, sometimes the package is different, but I've seen in my lifetime alone, and because I believe myself to be an ancestral healer of some sort, I can see in other people's lifetimes the ripples and how they repeat, and what exactly the lifetime is trying to tell us and trying to reveal to us. One second. These experiences, they have purpose, and when you sit still, you realize that there's a grand purpose, and that by experiencing these experiences in repeat, if you start catching on, because there's everyone you probably know, and yourself included, has always had at least one time in their life where they're saying, I wonder why I feel like I'm stuck in this cycle, or why it is I keep facing this same thing. Because it's karma, it's energy, it's stuck energy, and it needs to be approached differently, because the true definition of insanity is continuously doing the same thing, expecting a different result. And that's what we've been doing for lifetimes, thousands of years, people. And it's stuck in our bodies. It's becoming crazy ass diseases because our bodies are smart and our cells remember. And you can't ever destroy the energy. You have to transmute it into loving forgiveness and compassionate understanding, knowing that it had to happen for us to get to where we've gotten right now. And honestly, I would not know any of this if I was not so stuck in my pain body that I'm sitting still constantly. And honestly, at this point, when I'm not sitting still and not just being as centered as I can in who I am only, and not the mundane and the chores and the whatever, it's so easy to just forget and allow the stresses of life to attach to you and to reignite things that just need love, and to be able to just be and not be labeled, and yes, just be experienced, but to be experienced for what they truly are, which is bits and pieces and messengers of God, yourself, and all these experiences have a grand purpose. It doesn't mean you sit and you think about them to death, but if you know that every single thing that you experience in your life, down to the encounter with the guy at Circle K, and the conversation that you have with your 3-year-old, and the thought that crosses your mind while you're doing the dishes, they're all intertwined and entangled and purposeful, and never for naught, you know? And everything that's going on right now in the world is so that you can learn to know thyself. That's all that's going on here. And yeah, you can cling on to a whole bunch of other things that could be going on here, but let's just look at right now, in this very moment, while you're watching this video, if you happen to be. You're just here watching a video. That's what's happening in the present moment. And none of that other stuff matters. And the more you can get to just right here, right now, and washing your hands at the sink while you're washing your hands at the sink, and playing with your kid with the bubbles rather than thinking of the other things you're supposed to be doing, like every experience has a beautiful, beautiful message. And just let it reveal itself to you. I love you guys.